Today's best music.
Magic 89.9.
What's up, everybody? This is today's best music, Magic 89.9. My name is Ashley, and I'm so excited to be back here with you guys today because we have a really cool interview today that I've been excited for a couple of days now. We have an incredible singer-songwriter here with us, and she's also a dancer. Her song, You Broke Me First, has been charting on the Magic and pretty much everywhere else in the world for a good part of this year. And to top it all off, I think she's only in high school. You guys, please say hello to the incredible Tate McRae. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh my God, thank you for having me.
Well, we're honored, and we're so excited to hear about your music. But I do want to ask, though, first of all, how you've been. I mean, for how much success you've had this year, I think it was still 2020. You know, we had a crazy year. There were a lot of adjustments to be made. So how have you, both as just a person and as an artist, how have you been coping with the roller coaster that this year has been?
I mean, honestly, it's like kind of weird because so many great things have happened. Like, I feel like it's been a bit of a blessing in disguise for everyone, just so that people could settle down and the world could take a bit of a stop. But I mean, that was over with like a month in. I think we need to, move forward now. No, I think it definitely, there was like a lot of emotions that went into it. Obviously, like not seeing people is really hard. I think it's getting worse right now, which is kind of, annoying because human contact is like everything. But honestly, it's been kind of allowing me to work in my room and be able to put my head down and just, focus on everything that I want to release next year, which is kind of nice.
All right. Well, cool. I'm glad to know. I agree with you, definitely. I'm ready for things to get better, but I'm glad to know that despite everything, you've been able to take time to focus on your work and be alone and get your music going. So that's really, really cool. And of course, as I said, your song, You Broke Me First, has been playing nonstop on our radio station, but I kind of want to start at the beginning, sort of the beginning, because I know you were on So You Think You Can Dance at the age of 12. First of all, what was that like getting into performing, at that huge sort of international scale at such a young age?
I think it just honestly gave me a lot of confidence to move on to anything else. I mean, at 12, you don't really have a lot of fears. You kind of just jump on TV and hope for the best. I think that was the great part is I was exposed to such stressful things, but I didn't even realize the extent of how stressful it was until after the fact. And so, I think it obviously prepped me to work under pressure. And I now, obviously, I don't get nervous for a lot of things because, I feel like I know how to get into my zone, especially when I'm performing. So, yeah, being in the dance industry helped me a lot. But, I think I'm very grateful that I'm now kind of being able to do both and explore doing both at the same time.
Right. I mean, that's so cool that you had that bravery at a young age. I know you said that when you're 12, you don't have any fears, but I don't think that's true for everyone. So the fact that you did, jump on to that whole thing is incredible. And like you said, you do both dance and music. And I think that's amazing. But I want to ask, how did you kind of, I mean, in your life, from childhood onwards, what kind of came first for you? Was it dance? Was it singing? Or were you kind of just always naturally gravitating towards both?
It was definitely dance. I mean, I'd always sing everywhere I went. Annoyingly, I was that kid that just never shut up. I was always singing. My parent, I just never was good. I never didn't know how to write songs. They were awful if I ever did. And I was just not a great singer. I did lessons.
I mean, I don't see that now, but please go on.
I don't really know what happened. I think it was from the age, 12 to 13 that I just started to really analyze music because I hadn't really listened to a lot when I was growing up. And, when you're a dancer, all you listen to is music, but you listen to different parts of the music.
Right.
And so, I started to really analyze the structure of songs and how they're made. And I watched a lot of videos and then I think I started to finally get the structure of how to actually write a song. And I think that's where it kind of jumped into music for me.
Right. Well, I like that kind of trajectory that you drew where you said, at first I really sucked and then you worked hard, you took the time to learn it. No, because especially when we see young artists like you, there are a lot of people who come off as prodigies from a very young age. And maybe you were that with dancing, but I like that you really, admit that you took the time to figure out music and analyze it. And that being said, I first of all, I listened to your song on YouTube that went super viral, and you were so young at the time, but I was so surprised because the lyrics were incredible. How do you, tell us about your songwriting process. How do you channel that emotion, when you're so young, or where do you get your inspiration from? How do you do it?
See, sometimes it's kind of hard to like explain where you get song inspiration because I think for me it's like very much a feeling. Like when I listen to like a loop or like a an instrument, it like I get like a movie like plays in my head, like a literally a movie, and I like get a feeling. And if someone like cuts off my train of thought, I'll be like the movie's wrecked. It's very specific on how I'm in the zone or not. Um, and I think that's like why I always scroll through Pinterest because I'm like a super visual person. And when I have like colors and pictures and things inspiring me, you get a vibe from it. And that's kind of like what I do. I honestly have no idea how I wrote that first song that I put on YouTube. Like, I do not know what I was going through, but I think I just wrote a lot of things down. I always wrote poetry, and it was kind of just like a way of like expressing myself even when I was 13. So, I don't, it's always different every single time, but it's usually just like a feeling for me.
All right. Well, I think that's cool. Like it's very intuitive for you, and I like that you can connect all of your different senses, from sound to sight and even movement since you're a dancer. So let's get now to your huge, huge, huge single, "You Broke Me First." Tell us about that song. What's the story behind it, maybe, or what was it like writing it? We want to know more. Tell us.
Um, well, okay, it was actually funny because today I was in another writing session with the girl who had written "You Broke Me First" with me. And we were like, I don't even understand how that song became like how it is because the session was so chill. Like we literally were sitting in there. I swear to God, we were like looking at the squirrels in the backyard, eating cookies. Like it was just so abnormally chill. Um, and I just remember we wrote the song so fast. And I think like once, because I had this one topic in my head, like the main line, like, but I don't really care how bad it hurts because you broke me first. Like that was like in my head, and I don't know where it was from. Um, and then me and her just started shaping this like story around it. And we finished it super quick. And, we were both saying like as we left the session, we never really thought that it was gonna turn into something. It's like it was like, oh, that was good. And then like 2 months later, we heard like the finished product, and I think it was just the way he produced it that made it like super magical. But yeah,
Right.
it was funny. I don't even know.
Oh, well, that's cool. The fact that it became so big, but for you guys, it was a really chill, relaxing process, I think is incredible. And of course, your music has gotten so big on TikTok this year. I've heard it's like, when you scroll through TikTok and you kind of see a lot of the same songs again and again. And I've heard your song like hundreds of times just by that way. So what's that been like for you? Seeing people, I don't know, singing along to it or making funny videos. Do you have a favorite?
I mean, it's really funny when you're like scrolling and you just see your like song. Like it's crazy because everyone has like their own emotional attachment to it. So you like never really know what they're gonna create. There's been some cool ones, but then again, there was like this one phase. You know how like songs go through phases on TikTok where it's either like
Hmm.
all emotional or it's all funny or it's like all whatever.
Right.
So there's this one phase, it was just like memes, and it was like I remember they did it on like glass, like, but I don't really care about it hurts because you broke me first. And there was like on icebergs and like literally so many random things. I was like, what is going on?
Well, that's great to know that there are just so many interpretations of your song. I think it shows, how many people are able to connect with it. And besides your song, of course, you did put out an EP much, much earlier this year. Feels like a lifetime ago, I think in January. So that EP is called All the Things I Never Said. And I think you've mentioned that that is kind of a hallmark of your music. It's your way of expressing things that maybe you can't always say. So tell us a little bit about the EP, kind of what was the process like of putting all those songs together?
Well, for my first EP, it was like the first batch of songs I had like really released with a label. So, I wanted to obviously create just like an intro package kind of thing. Um,
Right.
being like all right, world, this is my first batch of music. Here we go. Like, kind of stepping out into the music industry for the first time. Um, and, that was one thing that I had this one wall, like when I was like 13 on my wall, and it said all the things I never said, and I just wrote on it. And, that's what I wanted to name my EP for like years, forever. So, I ended up using it, and some songs that were like super special to me, I put on it, and it was really cool.
All right, wow. And since that release, you've after all this time, you've gotten to work with some really incredible artists. Ali Gatti, Lil Mosey. Do you have anyone who you would like dream of collaborating with, or just someone you'd really want to either sing with or write with?
Post Malone, for sure. Like literally Post Malone, I'm obsessed with him, and it would be so sick. I just want to meet
Right.
him. He just seems like the best person ever.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. And I see that, I can imagine you two, being musically compatible together. So you never know what the future can hold. And that being said, what can we expect from you moving forward? What are your plans for 2021? What do we have to be excited about?
You can get excited about lots of collaborations, lots of songs. Hopefully, we're trying to release this new song every single month. So I'm really excited. We have some. I've been sitting on so many songs for forever, and I just can't wait to like actually get them out. I also have a song releasing next week on Friday, so that'll be cool.
All right. I mean, fantastic. We're looking forward to all of your new music, of course, next week and in the next coming months. So we're really, really excited for that. And hopefully, when the world is a little bit safer, we'd love to see you here in the Philippines someday. So before you go, how about a quick little message to all of your Filipino fans who have been enjoying your music, listening to it nonstop? Just say hi to them, let them know we really want to see you here someday. So just a quick
Um,
message to hold us on.
I just want to say I love you guys so much, and your support means everything to me. And I really hope that I can come down there at one point after this pandemic is done. But yeah, I'm so grateful. Love you guys.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. And again, we do hope to see you. This has been Tate McRae, everybody. Her song, You Broke Me First, as you guys all know, has been playing on the Magic nonstop. Vote for it, request for it, anything you want to do so we can hear it again and again and again and again. Once again, my name is Ashley. Thank you so much, Tate, for being here with us
Of course.
today. This
Thank
has
you for
been
having me.
today's best music, Magic 89.9. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.